Do you believe in God as in a creator or the God of the Abrahamic religions, Jesus, etc.? Well, Jesus isn't God, right? He's the Son of God, which is just a metaphor that he is a creation of God. In that case, I agree with that, yes. It's not a belief in my eyes. Well, I can say it's a belief for me. You don't have to believe it yourself. But it's been well documented in my eyes. God is real. It's a creator. It's a source. Unlimited energy, if you want. Unlimited loving energy. Much like your soul is. Just much bigger. And all-knowing. And it is everything at all times and everywhere. It's a weird concept to understand. It's not some dude sitting in the sky judging everyone. It's just energy. But whatever, has created everything, yes. So I think, and the religions, right, that we have, Jesus was a real person. He was a being from a higher plane. So basically, he was already much more advanced than your regular human. And he came to Earth to teach us how to properly exist on this planet as humans and stop killing each other and whatnot. Didn't exactly work the way it did, but it's fine. Because in the books that were removed from the Bible, right? You gotta wonder why. There was a lot of talk about manifestation. He basically taught people how to manifest things into reality. It's in the hidden books that the church removed from the Bible, for example. And Mohammed, for example, or Buddha, there was just different versions of that higher being that came to Earth to teach people things about how to live here. If you started to hit that, man, I hope you get over it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's fine. The wars is being finalized in March-ish, probably. It's fine. The people that suffer most under this usually are the children. So my 5-year-old son, sadly. And I tried to make it happen with her still after that, but she actually blamed me for the fact that she cheated. So I basically put her on that guy's dick, pretty much. So that was where I realized that this has no hope. She did come around later and actually begged for forgiveness on her knees, but it was over. For me anyway. Adultery or infidelity rather is something I cannot forgive. I did forgive it in the name of Jesus, as he said. We should always forgive. But just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you have to stick with them, right? So, classic, it's always the man's fault. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I actually have a good relationship with her now, right? I can talk to her regularly. This was important for me because we have a child together, so obviously I need to figure out a way to make it work with her, even if we are divorced. And I actually feel like she is regretting it a lot. But, and if she actually would have put in more effort right after I found out, it's not like she told me, right? I found out. If she would have put more effort and actually accepted her mistake, then maybe we could have made it work. But the way she acted after I found out, and the months after that, I don't know. And I'm happy with my decision now. Because, yes, it's painful for my son, obviously. Even though he's dealing with it very well, I must say. I'm actually surprised how well he does it. But it's much better for me. And I think also for her. Because it's weird. I think we actually didn't really fit together that well. But somehow managed to make it 12 years. It's kind of crazy, right? But in hindsight, there is a lot of different... Actually, we can make this... Why am I not doing this big screen, right? There's a lot of different viewpoints on things for us. On many things, even. Of course, there's also some we agree upon, but... Yeah. But this is because I truly believe that our souls chose to have this experience on Earth before we even got here. So, sick transition, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Glad you like the style of the stream. Genuinely. And so, what was I saying? I don't know. Never mind. So, always someone else's fault for inner happiness. Oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. Our souls chose to do this, so I'm not mad at her at all anymore. I was, of course, I was full of rage and anger for the first 3 months or something after I found out. And so, I've been through that though, because you have to face the pain and the anger, otherwise it will consume you. And especially also because if I keep holding these grudges towards her, I'm basically running around with that weight on my shoulder the entire time, giving her power over my life. And at some point I decided, I don't want to give her power over my life or my emotions. That sucks, man. So then I decided to let it go. Forgiving doesn't mean submission or compromise. Exactly. It means not holding grudge. Yeah, you basically just said what I was saying. Would you consider yourself a part of any Abrahamic religions, or you just believe in God, creator, who isn't necessarily good or bad? The latter. I mean, I have Jesus' cross hanging here on the wall, and I do have a Bible. Like, I see it this way. I do believe everything in the Bible is true, but it is commonly misunderstood. I don't believe in the dogmatic approach of the church or many people that take it word for word. Because I see it this way. Jesus was, if you believe he was a higher being or the Son of God, doesn't really matter, but he was definitely a very powerful being, right? And so, couldn't it be possible that he put two meanings into the same text in the Bible? One that was correct 2,000 years ago, and now a different kind of meaning that is like a metaphor meaning that is correct these days. Simple example, right? In the Bible it says that women have to submit to their husbands, right? That was obviously literally true back in the days, but I think it could also have a second meaning, as in, because we understand that the conscious mind we usually often also think of as the masculine, the logic, the reasoning, and the subconscious mind and your feelings are the feminine, right? And so I would say, if you want to raise your consciousness, the feelings have to be subordinate to reason, basically critical thinking. And that means that the feminine has to submit to the masculine. You could also take it literal, but I think this has a different meaning. Could be a metaphor. And if you read the Bible like this these days, a lot of things make a lot more sense, I think. Especially if you look at current society, right? Which is completely driven by their impulses and their feelings, basically the feminine only, feminization of our society. It would need a lot more masculine energy in my eyes and a lot more critical thinking. So this is what I think when the feminine should submit to the masculine. This is true for you as a man, but also as the woman herself. Women are more in flow with their emotions. That is great. We want this because it is actually a good thing and can be very powerful and useful. Not just in sex, for example, when they let themselves go, but also in like playing with children and whatnot. But in the end, there still has to be some sort of critical thinking in your mind that overrides feelings in specific situations. That's true for men and women alike. So yeah. The Bible is a cipher for truth, not literal truth. Yeah, you have to decipher meaning from it, not the true meaning. Exactly, especially these days. I think back in the days, 2,000 years ago, a lot of it was actually making sense literal. But especially today, I think it's mostly just metaphors.